So I've been a filmmaker since 2012, and in that time I've seen, or should I say heard, many different types of microphones. But I have to say the product I'm going to show you today has actually blown my mind in terms of its creativity and its modular design, as well as its use of AI to get incredible sounding audio with a click of a button. Now, previously I've had microphones for all different purposes, such as a podcast slash voiceover mic, an on-camera shotgun mic, and even handheld microphones. But I'm pleased to say that Boya have introduced a revolutionary new product that takes all those mics and puts them all into one small modular package. And here it is. Yes, this tiny little mic effectively transforms into 4 different types of microphones. I'm going to show you. So this is the main unit, and this by itself with a foam cover on top or even a dead cat for windy environments is your first mic, the classic handheld mic. Now this can be mounted onto the top of a camera, and using the included receiver and 3.5mm cable, you then have a on-camera vlogging microphone, which can then easily be turned into a lapel mic by taking out the included tiny, and I mean tiny, 7 grams 13mm thick, lighter than a credit card, smaller than your thumb mic out of the main unit itself. And you can clip it on yourself or use the included magnet to put it on fabric like I've got it on here. And lastly, using this simple and cheap desktop tripod, also by Boya, you can have a desktop mic that you can plug into your computer, for example, for Zoom calls, or just use for general voiceovers. I've even got it here right above me as a extra safety microphone, like the classic boom arm microphone that people used to do before they started to wear lapels. This is a great backup as well, to have this plus this going into one camera all in one kit. Now, as well as its creative modular design, one other standout feature has to be its AI noise cancellation through the Boya smartphone app, or by clicking the button on the microphone to bring on a green light. So that means with a click of a button, you have the opportunity to go from a light noise cancellation to up to 40 dB of noise cancellation for very loud environments. I was actually quite skeptical about this AI built into a microphone, but it actually works like really well. Yeah, so basically this is the sound with the noise cancellation off. I've got the wind cover on because it's quite windy at the moment, and yeah, as you can see, hear it with the background noise as it is. And I'm just going to quickly go into the app now to switch on. Actually, wait, I can just switch it on right now. Here. Shoot. Okay, yeah, so the green light's on. So that should now be with noise cancellation on, and I've got it set to like a vocal boost preset. So yeah, does that sound any better? Can you stop hearing? Sorry for the shaky camera, I'm not very good with the iPhone. Yeah, does that sound any better? Can you hear much of the background noise now? Traffic noise, people passing, cyclists just gone past now, but I'm guessing you can't hear any of that. So if you can't, it's pretty cool. So yeah, this is the normal background noise, as you can hear here. It's loads of stuff going on. It's Liverpool Street, it's like the busiest station in London. But the noise now turned on. Can you hear much of that background noise? There's a woman giving an announcement, so I'm not sure if you can hear that. Yeah, I'm going to review it and listen to it, and I hope it's really, really good. So let's have a listen. So the way they've been able to do this is through a built-in AI chip that's trained on over 700,000 environmental sound samples. This allows it to filter out up to 40 dB of background noise while keeping your voice clean and untouched. All right, let's talk those little nitty-gritty nerdy specs that some of you may be interested in. This little guy records at 48 kilohertz 24-bit with a dynamic range of 144 decibels and a full 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz frequency response. That is broadcast level quality, plus it does include a smart limiter to prevent clipping of the audio. Also a safety track that records a -6 decibel backup channel. It also has built-in storage into the microphone up to 8 GB, and also lossless 2.4 gigahertz wireless transmission. Now let's talk about the app. I think it's really cool, and It's actually connected straight away by plugging in either the Lightning receiver for iPhone, older iPhones, or the USB-C receiver, depending on what phone you do have. And once you're in the app, you can adjust the strength of the AI-powered noise reduction, as I mentioned before. All right, so now I've got it on a weak noise cancellation setting. So let's see if that's not as aggressive as the minus 40 dB noise cancellation. Just walk in a little bit, and there is quite a lot of people around. St Paul's Cathedral on a Sunday, it's pretty busy, and there's people around, there's traffic. Can you hear any of that? Don't know. It's quite weird vlogging in public and talking, everyone looks at you like you're some kind of influencer prick. You have access to custom EQ presets, or you can even manually tweak the bass, mid and treble to shape your voice tone. If you are good with audio editing, you can do that straight in the app. And it's also great for tailoring the audio based on the mic placement or the recording style. And you can view real-time mic status, the battery life, all those little things, and it's all neatly displayed on your phone in the app. And you can manage the safety track feature that is at minus 12 dB. So you can have a minus 12 dB backup channel without having to walk over to the mic to change all your settings. So with regards to battery life, it charges by USB-C and gives you up to 6 hours of continuous recording. The case itself is a 500 milliamp hour and tops up the mics when you put them back into the case, similar to like Apple AirPods, for example. I must say the range is impressive too, up to 100 meters line of sight. Now this is a story all about how my life flipped upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the best wedding videographer out there. Is that some money on the floor? Well, 10p, 2p, I'll take it, 12p. Find a penny, pick it up. All day long you'll have good luck. So I've just found 12 pennies. How is the range going? This pretty far away now. It's line of sight, but I'll be surprised if this is good. So one thing I personally love about these mics are how tiny they are when clipped on compared to other very well-known companies that make great sounding mics, but the microphones themselves, when clipped on, they're absolutely huge in comparison to this one. This is tiny, and I've never really understood why they're so big when you can make it this small and make it and it sounds so great. And there are, of course, a few different ways you could clip it on. As I mentioned earlier, I'm using the magnetic. There's also a clip that you can use. Another great little perk is that you can use each mic individually. For example, if I place one of the microphones at the top of the case, I can use it as a handheld mic or a boom mic, as I'm doing right now, as I mentioned before. And then also use the second mic as a lav, as I'm doing right now as well. So, for example, I've got contingency for if I'm shooting an interview. This really opens up so many possibilities for content creators, I think, as well. And the final lovely little touch is how the transmitter that you will use more often than not for your phone actually connects onto the bottom of the case by a magnet. So it keeps it nicely organized and less likely that you will lose it, like it will fall out your bag, because it is connected to the main unit. And when you are using that receiver, you don't need to charge it separately. It draws battery directly from your phone, meaning it doesn't need to be charged, which is really cool when you can have one less thing to think about when it comes to audio. So my final thoughts on this microphone is that this kit that Boya have created, I think it's not just another microphone. I think it is a step into the future. It's not another microphone just for the sake of it, like a lot of companies do. They've really looked into what the creators now need and what is currently not out there. to fill a gap in the market for creators that want to have all mic solutions without having to carry around so much different type of gear, all those just in case scenarios. You don't need it anymore with this because it's all in one. Like this, coupled with the time saving post by not having to do any editing, the groundbreaking AI noise cancellation built into this mic itself also saves a lot of time plus space savings. The only thing better than that is saving you money, which they also do, because this entire kit comes at just £130. I think it's $130 as well. I'll double check that for the American viewers on official release, which is insanely great value in my opinion. And if you use my promo link in the description below, you can get a further 10% off your purchase, and I would appreciate that a lot. The Boya Magic mic was actually a Kickstarter campaign that absolutely just blew up and took off. So many people backed it, and now it's out there. Now people are buying it. Now people are using it. So that also shows you how carefully they've thought about integrating this into the world of microphones. And with the fact that there's so many people that invested in getting this made, shows you how much we needed something like this. And other companies might follow suit, but for now, Boya have absolutely hit the nail on the head with it, with what they're doing, and they're out and away in the top for me. And like I said, for the price, it's a no-brainer. If you have got any more questions about this microphone before you're thinking about making a purchase, please don't be afraid to get in touch in the comments with me, and I'll answer as best as I can any questions that you might have. And thank you so much for watching this review of this microphone. I think it's amazing. Thank you, Boya, for sending it out to me. I'm going to see you again in the future for more videos, and take care. Have a great day.